What's up, guys, and welcome to an all-new episode of the Superfriends broadcast, brought to you today by our friends over at Loot Crate. You can save 10% off any subscription just by using our exclusive link, trylootcrate.com/hybridnetwork, and once you get there, punching in the promo code BRIDGE10. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoy.
What's up, everyone? I'm finally back. I'm back on the Superfriends.
He's back. Woo!
Yay!
And we only had to trade CJ to get it.
Yeah.
We had to sacrifice
We're
CJ.
never going to get all four of us back ever again.
Superfriends, episode 54. I'm finally back. This is me, Nick, if you don't know. Probably should have said that before.
Yeah,
I
so
said
we were
I'm
like,
back.
who is this guy?
Who's back? Who is Nick?
Who are you? What are you doing on my
know.
podcast?
Yeah, so I'm back from death. I had the worst illness. I beat it though, so I win.
Well, not the worst illness, but a pretty bad one.
It wasn't great. We can say it wasn't a great time.
Yeah. I was on a Darth Vader machine for 2 weeks. It was awesome.
Might be given the wrong image, but
He became
No,
a
I
lot
had-
of people's father during that period.
Yeah, I became Darth Vader. I put my helmet on for 2 weeks.
you became Kylo Ren.
No, he sucks.
Alright.
Yeah, this is like the worst intro ever, though.
Yeah, this is Super Friends.
No, this is actually a good intro compared to like the last one.
Yeah.
Because,
Start the stories.
We have
I
to get to
listened
the
to that.
stories though. We can't dilly-dally.
oh. Dude, that last one was so weird because Luke was like, no small talk, just talk about the story.
Well, the
like,
fan demanded it. We had to no small talk. We spent too much time jerking
demanded
each...
less jacking.
Yes, the fan. Less jacking each other off. We just get to the stories. That's what he wanted.
And damn it, that's what he got.
No, there's no stories to talk about, though. DC has the worst news.
This is a
Coming
start.
back hard and strong.
Yeah, it's a great start to this podcast.
Yeah, we got to talk about the DCEU to start off with in our news topics tonight, actually. So, I guess if you guys really do want to jump into the topics here, the first one is really big. This is probably going to be the highlight of the episode, I guess, just because we have a lot to say on this topic. So, basically, the Flash movie has lost its second director now, in Rick Famuyiwa, I think is how you say his name, who also directed Dope, too. So, I don't know, just initial thoughts. Luke, what are your thoughts on this departure, I guess?
It's just weird. Like, creative differences just all abound with the Flash. It makes me wonder what Warner Brothers really wants out of this movie. Because, I mean, I don't know. You get someone like Famuyiwa, and he makes a really cool movie like Dope. And it just seems like it's a good fit for the Flash. He was really instrumental in the casting for Iris and Henry Allen. And then he's just gone. So I guess more than anything, I'm just wondering what is wrong with this movie? Why can't a director stay?
My guess with
They don't
that
want
is
it.
probably that they keep getting notes to like make it like the TV series because it's popular. No, don't do that because then people will think it's like the TV series, and then keep going back and forth like that.
Like, isn't there a behind-the-scenes thing, like, they're having trouble trying to differentiate it from the TV show? Or...
Yeah, like there's been rumors about that. There's never been anything concrete stated about that yet, though, and I don't think there ever will be.
yeah, of course. This is the
Yeah.
director's vision of the movie.
Also, one thing I want to point out too is that in the newest version of the Flash, we heard about Cyborg being in it. That was part of the latest script revision. So I'm not sure, is Cyborg now gone from the movie? Is he going to be in the movie now? I don't know. Who knows? But...
Yeah, I don't know about that, actually.
I feel like he's still going to be in it because that feels more like a producer note than a director decision to connect it to the overall universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to test out Cyborg too, probably more.
That seems like it, just to see if he can work with a... if he can work 1-on-1 with another hero instead of like 1-on-7 in the Justice League.
Yeah, so I don't know. My thoughts on this whole matter is that when I heard that Seth Grahame-Smith left, I was like, oh, good, because that guy's never directed anything, and he's just like some book writer. Like, why are you getting a novelist to direct a movie like that? What? And then you see this guy come on board. I'm like, oh, good. He's like a up and coming indie director. Same with like how Hollywood is like really attached to those kind of directors now with like Colin Trevorrow, and also the guy who's doing episode 8. I think Ryan Johnson is like a pretty small time director now. So it's kind of interesting how they're scooping up these indie directors. But I thought that he could have done something interesting with the Flash movie, but now it seems like they didn't want to do his vision, even though they hired him like months ago, and didn't they? It doesn't seem like he would have said like, "Oh, this is what I want to do." Like, shouldn't they have thought about that before signing him on? Or
it makes me really wonder just what the actual plan was for the Flash, because I mean,
I really feel that it's just I feel that it's just they're getting constant production notes about making it more or less like the TV series, and the directors just don't want to deal with the hassle.
Yeah, like, I mean, the thing is, it's probably going to get delayed now then, just because it's lost like another director like this far in. Would it be delayed, or?
Probably, because I think they were aiming to start shooting in March, so that's, I mean, unless they get another director and they're like, okay, here's where we're at, like, can you just go? It would be kind of difficult for somebody to jump into that.
Just do it. Start.
Yeah, because you're coming on to a moving project already. You don't really... usually directors like to, like, put their own take on it, so I don't know. That would be too difficult. Plus, the movie would probably be crap anyway if someone came on just, like, now.
Yeah.
But
it feels like if they want to start it on time, they're going to just have to get, like, a director that just gets paid to do products, moves on to the next project, and then does that, which won't turn out the best project, but it'll get it out on time. Project, I was right, and then get it out on time.
So they'll get Peyton Reed for the Flash, is what you're saying.
No. No, Edgar Wright.
Oh, not Edgar Wright. Come on.
He gets out movies on time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he at least makes them cool. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what to think about the Flash movie anymore. It just seems like there's a lot of trouble surrounding it, like just from freaking Seth Grahame leaving, and just after that, every director's just creative differences. They won't let me do what I want to do. It's a filmmaker-driven studio, guys.
I love the TV series, but it's probably the worst enemy that movie ever had.
The
really
thing
is,
that
actually.
sucks too is when you think about it. When they brought out the DC directors at San Diego Comic-Con, like, they had their own little panel thing. It was only like 10 minutes where basically they just kind of like went off a script and were like, "Yeah, I'm so excited to work with Warner Brothers. I love these characters." It was like
Except
really
Patty
scripted
Jenkins, she was hardcore serious.
She wrote that.
Yeah.
She wrote the script for everyone.
It seemed really like forced, I guess. I don't know. Like, everyone was like all stiff and everything. If you watch that video of that direct,
it did seem
DC
very awkward.
directors
There's going to be
panel,
some
whatever.
choice words for you in the comments, but go on.
So it just, at that panel, I mean, at least, like, if you saw the photos that were taken behind the scenes, like, it seemed like all of them were having fun, I guess. Like, Rick was like really into it. It seemed like he really wanted to do this movie. He was like pretty interested in taking on this character, and also working with Ezra Miller too, which he actually said in his statement to the Hollywood Reporter, in his actual quote about leaving the movie. But I don't know, just this.
Well,
just
I can
seemed
understand him
really
being
weird.
excited. It's a big opportunity to go from doing this really solid indie film to doing this big Hollywood blockbuster.
Yeah, dude, creative differences—they're the plague of Hollywood now.
Yeah.
So, what are differences in creativity differences? I don't know.
They didn't want to do what he wanted to do. That's just the bottom
Or
line
more
of
or
it.
less, he didn't want to do what they wanted to do.
It can go either or, I guess. But
Yeah,
it probably
also,
is more the latter.
I also wanted to bring this up too as like a point just to discuss, because I think we actually had a question about this in the comments, but we're going to fold this in, I think, to the discussion of this. So, what do you guys feel about the DCEU version of Barry? Well, I guess any version of Barry in live action now. Him being more like Wally West in characteristic, I guess.
I think it's just easier, in all honesty, because like Wally, just as a character, is what a lot of people grew up with. And I mean, like, just Wally as a character is a lot more fun than Barry, and it's just easier to have a character like the Flash be more fun. So I mean, like, I'm gonna tell you, if you did that TV show on Barry, I don't think nearly as many people would like that show as they do, because Barry's, like, I love Barry, but Barry is pretty fucking boring.
Yeah, and really, it feels like the reason that they start with Barry is just like one of the reasons why they start with like Peter Parker all the time. We're going to start with Carol Danvers, and it's that in order to have the legacy character, you require the first character to be there.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like, they flip-flop it, because in the TV show, Wally is basically Barry. He's, like, moody all the time.
Yeah. And basically, all the versions of the Flash that have been in anything since Justice League came out have been a combination of the two.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I personally was really hoping that they would do Wally in the movies, like the classic Wally, like from the Justice League cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because in my opinion, it would have made sense, because he's like, the DCEU is technically like starting off with a bunch of older heroes that have supposedly been around forever. It would have been cool to see Wally be the young hero among the other older heroes.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus, like, everyone knows Wally from the cartoon. Like, why not do that? Like, why not use him?
I mean, the cartoon like ended like 10 years ago now. I can't say everyone knows it at this point.
And
everyone.
And I mean, to be completely honest, I think they only call him Wally a few times in the TV show.
Well, they called him in that pretty consistently after it was revealed in Starcrossed.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a missed opportunity hiring an actor like Ezra Miller to play Barry Allen, but even though he's like Wally pretty much, but...
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Maybe they're banking on doing a scene similar to Crisis, but I mean, in all honesty, you can just do that with any Flash. It's not really...
I mean, they did it with Wally in Justice League Unlimited.
There you go. He died.
Kinda.
He died?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, Wally.
He got a shotgun to the face, I guess. It wasn't on screen, but it was implied.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. Just, what are your guys' thoughts on the Flash, though, now that we know that Rick is gone? Like, I don't know. Do you guys have any faith in the movie? And, like, do you think that they could actually salvage the movie at this point, or?
No comment. Just because I'm not looking forward to that in the comments. So
I mean, never say never with it, but I feel that if they want it to be salvageable, they can't keep doing the production line movie making they've been doing so far, which doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon until they catch up to Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be really tough, too, to differentiate the movie from the show, but it seemed like they were going in a direction with it because of what we heard from the last leaks. They weren't going to do the Reverse Flash, which were in the original leaks, but they were going to do a take on the Snart siblings being metahumans, which I think was in the New 52 or something. Or
I think so. It was like after
they were
Gorilla
fused
Grodd.
with their weapons at the beginning of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so they were going to do some kind of metahuman Snart sibling villains, and then Cyborg was going to be in there and all that, so I don't know. Who knows what they're going to do with the movie now, but hopefully it works out, because it would be sort of interesting, I guess, to see how a Flash movie would turn out.
Yeah.
I always felt like The Flash should have been the first movie in the DCEU. It seems like it would have been an easier connecting point than Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I can see that.
No, the Batman.
No, Green Lantern. Where is he?
No, that flopped already.
Yeah, where is Green
It worked
Lantern?
out really well when they tried starting a universe of Green Lantern.
Yeah, just do it again. Try it again a few years later.
Can't stop, won't stop.
You will accept
Can't
Green
stop,
Lantern.
always stop.
What's next?
Yeah, I don't know. This is depressing to talk about. Okay, let's talk about something interesting, actually. So Doug Liman surprisingly sat down with IGN to talk about something. I'm not sure exactly what. However, he did talk about Dark Universe. I think he's promoting some new movie that's coming out. But he talked about Justice League Dark, obviously, because he's going to be directing that. No word yet on the release date for that movie, because who knows at this point. But he did say, like, he was kind of vague in what he said. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm going to do something really different and unique. 2 weeks later, Doug Liman fired for creative differences, but no.
Not fired,
He was too
left.
out there.
I just want to say I really like Nick's voices for people when he just quotes them. Just goes, yeah, you know, I was doing so and so.
Oh, man. Yo, dude.
I'm the
So,
Flash.
Why
what
did I
did this
make him sound
interview
like some-
reveal about Doug Liman and Dark Universe?
I didn't know Doug Liman was some kind of stoner or something. It's like, yo, dude. Directing Dark Universe.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be sick. So basically, I think the biggest takeaway from it was that he says that he is unconventional and that you come to him not for conventional superhero movies, you come to him for unconventional superhero movies. So he
Yeah.
is going to flip the industry upside its head.
I like Doug Liman's movies.
And
I
he
just-
loves WB.
He
Oh,
loves
yeah.
them. He can't get enough of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Doug Liman's movies. He's a very visceral director, and I think that he could do this project justice. He wasn't my first choice just because I don't know how to feel about him taking on some kind of weird supernatural group of characters, but like I said, he's a really solid director. He knows how to get into the characters, so hopefully it works out well. It's cool, too, that he actually mentioned that he's working with Scott Rudin, and I think Del Toro is still somewhat involved as like a producer or
Yeah, I
some kind
think
of
he's a
consultant or
producer.
something.
Right.
So, hopefully this movie works out, though. I'm really curious to see it. I've always wanted to see it, so.
Same.
Yeah.
I won't
I
believe
honestly
it
always
until I
forget
see it.
this movie is even happening, especially with the animated movie coming out soon.
Yeah, because I remember, I keep remembering because like the dude put out the Swamp Thing animation test and it was like our pitch for Swamp Thing before it became an animated movie, and then later on we got word that it was still a thing. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm never exactly sure what state of being Dark Universe is in. I can't actually believe it's a thing until I sit down to see it in the movie theater.
Honestly, at this point, it just seems like a vague concept of an idea. Hopefully, we get something more tangible with it in the near future so we can talk more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, I want to hear. I think this is existing in the DCEU, right? Or is it.
I think so.
I don't remember if they said that this is part of the Vertigo slate or what this is existing in.
I think I can't remember if it was an official thing. I think someone said that it's going to be like Shazam, where like it's part of the universe, but it's not like a huge part of it.
Yeah, because I think Constantine's the only Vertigo character. Well, Swamp Thing, but he started at DC.
Yeah, I think Constantine started as a DC thing too.
Yeah, I think he started in Vertigo. Because he was
I mean,
in the Swamp
technically-
Thing Vertigo run.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that's true. But I mean,
Also,
he was always
Zatanna had
part
a-
of the DC universe, though.
He was always vaguely a part of it until they made him more concretely a part of it recently.
I guess so, but I mean, like they mentioned Superman and shit in his book.
Mm. It was sort of like a Marvel TV, Marvel film style thing where they mention one and the other one doesn't mention the other.
Oh yeah. There you go. That's a good way. That's actually a good metaphor. Not a metaphor, just an analog. Whatever.
It's an analogy.
Justice, Dark Universe. That's the name of the movie. That's it. They can't call it Justice League Dark because it'll confuse too many people. They'll be like, "What? Is this
Dark Universe will probably confuse more people.
Yeah.
What is this? Why do they got superheroes in something called Dark Universe? Makes no sense.
Dark Universe sounds like the Asylum film name, like how there's that studio called the Asylum Films or whatever. They like make the parody or like the low budget sci-fi version of the movie.
They
Sounds
do
like
the
a-
cash grab movies
Sounds like a Brazzers
like for
project.
Suicide
and most
Squad,
of the
they-
sci-fi original movies.
Yeah, Suicide Squad, the Asylum one was called Sinister Squad. It looks so stupid.
Sinister Squad.
So when the Sinister Six movies comes out, it'll be called Suicide Six.
That's perfect.
It is pretty good. They got it all locked out. It's really good. It's good for them.
Yeah, I don't. You guys are more like hyped though for Justice League Dark, the movie, right? Like compared to Flash or whatever.
I mean, I'd be more hyped if I knew more about it, if it was a little more concrete. There's been so many times where this movie's been said it's happening, and then like later on it's like, oh, so-and-so dropped out, Dark Universe is put on hiatus.
Yeah, we're almost reaching a Boy Who Cried Wolf level scenario with it, where it's hard to believe it's even happening until I actually see something.
I think there was like an interview right before Pacific Rim too, right? When Guillermo del Toro was like, "Yeah, I have the script written. It's got Dead Man and blah 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 blah, and I'm just waiting for Warner Brothers to say anything." So at that point, I thought, "Oh shit, it's gonna happen now." But then that was like 4 years ago, so who knows?
Yeah, like
It
again,
probably
was
would have
like-
happened right away if Pacific Rim did better.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Probably.
But
but we're
I love
somehow getting
Pacific Rim, it just
Rim
didn't
too.
do as well as it could have.
I don't see how. It's like giant robots and monsters. I don't know why. They didn't...
Oh, it flopped.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's really cool. Anyway, it's not DC at all.
Anyway, talking about flops.
Oh. People are gonna hate this episode so much.
I can
love
already
it.
hear them. I can already hear AAV Club.
What AAV Club's cool though. He comments every episode. He's a
Yeah.
loyal viewer.
Yeah, how cool it was to call us virgins. Awesome. What a great guy.
No, he
So
didn't
what
say
do we got
virgins.
next on the docket?
He said you comic book nerds. Just don't
Virgins
get it.
was in there. I read Virgins.
What's next on the docket? Start.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
Okay, so the next topic that we actually have here is DCE related. The next two are. So the first one up, we're kind of probably going to lightning round these two topics, but the first one is the Suicide Squad Extended Cut Special Edition trailer dropped, and we got a couple like quick scenes of some more Joker and Harley stuff, and I think there was a little tiny katana scene in there too that we didn't see in the movie. With Harley.
Maybe, honestly,
Guess
I don't
so.
even remember. To be honest, it may have been a new scene. It may have been a scene that I just didn't absorb at the time.
I thought you were about to say Katana was in that movie? I don't remember.
She talked to her sword and for some reason came on the mission.
Oh, wow.
You don't remember when Rick Flag said, "This is katana"?
So
yeah, more scenes. That's cool.
I think it's 13 additional minutes this time.
How long is it?
13 additional minutes onto what they had, I think.
I was hoping it was gonna be like a sizable, like extended cut, like another half hour, like BVS was.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be another hour, so if there's even more stuff I don't like, I could sit through even more of the movie.
More immaculate corpses being pulled out of the flaming building.
Yes.
It would actually be cool if they just released everything, like all the footage that they
Yeah,
had,
'cause that
because
They
Can't
might
be
end up
everything.
doing that in the the special features on the Blu-ray.
The special super special
wasn't Jared Leto
edition.
saying that there was enough for a whole Joker movie? So I'm like, well, how much footage? Like 2 or 3 hours of Joker stuff, or?
Yeah, I mean, that can't be everything, now that I think about it. That might just be the Joker stuff.
Where's the 8-hour assembly cut of Suicide Squad?
Yeah, give us that. But
The
I mean,
8 hours we killed the editor cut.
yeah. All joking aside, I thought Suicide Squad was fine. So I mean, I
did
can
too.
sit.
We
I
said
can
that on
sit.
the podcast back when it came out. We thought the critics were too harsh on it.
That's true. So I mean, I can definitely sit through like another. I can sit through a little extra footage of it.
Yeah.
It's just a shame it's all Joker footage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else they could have put in the movie though, in terms of stuff. I
Well,
guess
we don't know really what they cut out outside of the Joker stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that bar scene we know was cut up a little bit, but I mean, I don't know if it was by that much.
Suicide Squad. I'm probably not going to watch it again, but I'm sure we're going to do a commentary for the special edition, so check that out.
Nick will do a
Can we
commentary,
get
but
a
he won't
phantom
watch
edit
it.
where they cut out the Joker from the movie outside of the final scene?
I could watch that. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Why? The Joker was cool, though. He was a gangster.
I'm not going to get into this discussion.
Yeah. So speaking of trailers...
Speaking of trailers, by the time this episode airs, the new Wonder Woman trailer is going to be out. So we can speculate on what's going to actually be in that trailer because it's coming out Thursday. And it's also going to run with the U.S. release of Doctor Strange. So be sure to check that out in theaters this weekend, I guess.
Just plug the Marvel movie into...
Yeah, go watch the Marvel movie.
So what's the next topic, guys? That was it. New Wonder Woman trailer. Next topic.
Yeah, what's next? It's going to be a new one.
So do we want to speculate on the Wonder Woman trailer or just keep going?
I don't know. Luke, what... Okay, at this point, you've seen the Comic-Con trailer for Wonder Woman. You've seen interviews about the movie. You've seen some images. Where are you at in terms of like what your anticipation level is? Are you excited for the movie? You want to see it? Are you scared about that?
I think I'm cautiously optimistic. Like near the end of Suicide Squad's marketing campaign, I pretty much had co-signed myself to, all right, this isn't going to be very good, but it was fine. Wonder Woman looks cool. Like the Comic-Con trailer, I think is pretty interesting. I just wish Patty Jenkins would have better words to describe the movie besides fun and show me the receipts, but...
Well, that was our words to it, but it was paraphrasing.
I mean, to be fair, she did say it. There's no backing out of that.
Well, she didn't say show me the receipts. She just said something similar, and that's what I equated it to.
I'm going to pull up the quote right now. Hold up.
She said provide the source.
Yes,
Anyone.
that's
provide
what it was.
the source
Provide
is
a
what
source.
she said.
That's basically the same thing. Come on now. But no, I mean, I'm still kind of excited for it.
Sam, what are you hoping to see out of this trailer?
I'm hoping that they take the grayscale filter off of the movie, because that's one of my least favorite trends in modern movies, where they tone all the colors down.
Yeah, like the Power Rangers one.
And that annoys me so much. It's a franchise defined by primary colors.
Yeah.
Why would they take color away from that? But that's a different thing altogether. Just for the Wonder Woman trailer, I think I want to see just more of what the movie's going to be about. See more of the villain. Maybe some more scenes on the battlefield. See if those are any different than the ones we got originally.
Also, the one thing that I'm going to be looking at for this trailer is how much they emphasize the humor in this movie, because all the stuff that we had seen previously was like, oh, this is going to be a really dark movie, and now they're saying, oh, well, no, it's taking inspiration actually from the 78 Superman film. It's going to be very hopeful and funny. And I'm like, what? Like, what? So, I don't know. I'm really hoping that this isn't like a Suicide Squad case where the first trailer, we all know how that happened. It was like that really dark, moody Comic-Con trailer. And then the second one, you got Bohemian Rhapsody, and they're like joking around. So hopefully they don't completely tonal shift the movie. But
yeah, because I mean, like, I really do like that first Wonder Woman trailer. I think it's pretty good. I just hope they don't do a complete, like you said, a complete 180. Because I honestly think that first Suicide Squad trailer was really good, and then Bohemian Rhapsody came out like, oh, what happened?
Well, basically from the Comic-Con trailer, I said, like, back when it came out, I wasn't too sold on it, so I just kind of want them to tweak some stuff with it, maybe see if they can fix some of the problems I had with it.
Right, yeah. I at least like that her costume, even in the grayscale, has a little bit more color than she did in Batman v Superman.
Yeah. I mean, hoping
Also,
for good things from it. I'll be seeing Doctor Strange around the time this comes out, so I guess I'll give my thoughts on it for next week's podcast.
Yeah.
I also want to see a bit more of the Amazon stuff too in this next trailer because of we know all the Amazonian characters like the Antiope character that's played by one of that famous actress whose name is escaping me right now, but I don't know. I just want to see more stuff on the island and like how they portray that aspect of her life.
I kind of want to get a better idea of Steve Trevor as a character because I don't really get a sense of how he's going to be important in the movie in the trailer. He's just kind of he's shipwrecked. And then
he's mostly just reacting to stuff.
Yeah, I kind of want to I want to see more of a sense of him being a character kind of independent of, Diana.
I love how all this talk is going to be irrelevant like 2 days when this episode airs.
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought you were going to say when Patty Jenkins leaves to Creative Differences.
She's going to tweet in 2 days and say, I heard some guys talking about the movie. I heard them talking trash about the movie. Provide a source.
Provide a source. Anyone.
She's going to say, real lasso of truth time. This movie is not doing a tonal shift.
I wish Patty Jenkins listened to our podcast.
I think we need to get her on this podcast. Is there any way we can contact her on Twitter? Or
yeah, let's get a DCEU lady on here.
YouTube.
Patty Jenkins, come be on our podcast. There you go. It's the invitation.
Open invitation.
There's the invitation. Watch Zack Snyder comes instead. Like, oh, Patty Jenkins couldn't make it. I'm here though.
Snydra.
Yeah, Snydra. Special Snydra episode. What else? What else is there?
Start. What's the next topic? DC Comics, DC Rebirth. We have news, actually. This is really cool to me, too, because they finally released what the roster is going to be for the JLA comic, the new Justice League of America book, which is starting in February, if I'm not mistaken. And it's going to be written by Steve Orlando and have art by Ivan Reis and a few other guest artists. And the lineup is actually going to be Killer Frost, Atom, The Ray, Vixen, Lobo. Did I say Batman? Batman's going to be there. Vixen, and someone else. I'm not
Black
sure.
Canary.
Black Canary, yes. Awesome stuff there. So, what do you guys think about this book?
What I was saying before when I saw the full released roster, it's like outside of Lobo and Batman, most of it seems like it's tie-ins to the DC TV stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Ryan Choi instead of Ray Palmer, but it's still the Atom.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Still in the armor and everything, too.
Also, the Ray, too. The Ray is going to be on CW
the Ray
animated.
was like a weird choice to bring back. Right? That might be them trying to tie it into the Justice Society existing again.
Yeah. Isn't the Ray getting something on the CW seed?
It isn't get an animated thing.
Yeah, so that might be what that's
so yeah,
for.
it is another tie-in. Same with Vixen.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
cool. I mean, I'm actually kind of excited a little bit.
Yeah. I'm glad they improved Killer Frost's look from when she showed up at the beginning of the New 52, because she looked awful back then.
That was not great. She looked like
wearing
Icicle.
A weird Aurora costume, and she had icicle hair for some reason.
Yeah, that was really. She looked like Freeze-Meister from.
Oh, but they brought back the old school Lobo.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm glad it's not the skinny Lobo.
No, he died.
Yeah,
Lobo?
he did. He did die. You're right, Nick. He died in his own book.
And of course, the Justice League of America, no one is more American than the main man himself.
Of course.
The only thing that kind of upsets me about this lineup is Batman, because I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like
that was kind of weird.
He's kind of been out. They need, like the Justice League Dark movie said, they need someone who's an outsider who the audience can relate to.
Tim and I had kind of talked about it a little bit. I don't like. Why isn't Martian Manhunter on this? Like, why
it
isn't
seems
he
weird
in
that they're tying it into
Batman's
all
place?
their TV shows, but not Supergirl.
Yeah, like Martian Manhunter would have been a way better thing instead of Batman.
Yeah, I would have liked him better instead of Batman, but just having him on the team would have been cool to see also, because we haven't seen him since DC Rebirth, the issue itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but they got to sell issues, though. They got to put Batman's head on the cover really big.
I guess that's true.
The looming form of Batman controls all justice.
Yeah, he's really busy now because he's got his own little detective
how is he
team.
so spread apart? He's on Detective and Justice League of America, Superman.
Yeah,
Green Arrow.
He's a very busy guy. He's got a lot of stuff to do.
Aquaman.
Was he an Aquaman?
I don't think he was. He wasn't before the new Rebirth, but
right. I remember that.
Who probably show up in Super Sons every now and then.
Yeah, I was really hoping that Shazam would be on this team.
Yeah, that would have been a good choice too. Actually,
yeah, he would have.
But they said, no, Shazam is important to the Rebirth story, so we can't put him in any books right now.
We
gotta wait.
We need Killer Frost, the ultimate force of justice.
Yeah.
No, but Tim, Killer Frost is on the Flash CW show, though.
Yeah, I know. I pointed that out.
Well, then where the fuck is Vibe, then? Why is Killer Frost but not Vibe in something?
I would like to see Vibe or Shazam or anyone.
Anyone besides Batman?
We're being pessimistic. I actually like the lineup that they have, decently. I want to see what they're going to do with Killer Frost on the team.
Yeah, it's a cool lineup, definitely. Like, Nick had pointed it out, it seems kind of weird that they wouldn't get, a veteran person for it. They got, a newbie kind of writer, but for a lineup and for what this supposed storyline is, where I'm guessing they're going to be looking for Ray Palmer, it's a cool team.
No, we're doing Countdown to Final Crisis.
Oh no, I can't remember. I think it's just rumored they're looking for Ray Palmer, but
they're always looking for Ray Palmer. Welcome
Ray
to
Palmer's
pain.
an important guy. He's with those midget people, fighting with them again.
Wait, is the Sword of the Atom stuff?
Yes, that's what I meant. I just don't remember the actual race of people. I just call them the Indians in the cupboards.
Yeah, I don't know, like Luke was saying, or like Luke mentioned, I was kind of bummed when they announced that Steve Orlando was going to be writing the book, only because I don't hate Steve Orlando, not at all. I actually really enjoy his comics. He's been doing some good stuff for DC. He's definitely an up-and-coming writer, talent that they have, but with the reception that the Justice League main book has been getting with Brian Hitch, which is quite awful, I was really expecting them to shift the focus to this new book, because especially when they pushed it back a few months too. It was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah.
I was really, really hoping that they were going to get some huge name and be boom, this is the main Justice League book, JLA. I'm like, oh shit. But then they're like, Steve Orlando. I'm like, what? Okay.
They, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if they'll be shifting anybody on Justice League. It seems like with all the reception they've been getting, they might want to kick Brian Hitch out the door. No, not Brian Hitch. What's his name? Who's doing Justice League? Is it Brian Hitch?
Brian Hitch, and then Tony Daniel did the first artwork on the thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can only hope that they'll be out the door pretty soon, but
hopefully, I don't know. But in a more positive light, this episode is sponsored by Loot Crate, actually. So if you guys want to check out Loot Crate and their subscription service, you can check out the exclusive link down in the description box and use the promo code BRIDGE10 for 10% off your first Loot Crate subscription with them. So I don't know, have you guys actually got Loot Crate? Because it's pretty awesome, actually. I've gotten it for a few times. So
I am a poor man and I can't afford the Loot Crates at the current moment, but I've heard there is some pretty good stuff in the Loot Crate. All kinds of cool nerd gear for all your nerdum needs.
Yeah. I've gotten a few Loot Crates in my day. You get cool shirts from them, Funko Pops, a bunch of different little knickknacks to it. So definitely a fun thing to get.
You eventually you just open it one day and you just get a big limited edition Arkham Knight collectible toy that you can just put on your shelf and show proudly to all of your friends.
I remember the first Loot Crate I got, it was around the time that Guardians came out, and I didn't know anything about the actual box that was going to come out that month, and I ended up getting the glow-in-the-dark Groot, the baby Groot, whatever. It was pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
The Funko, so pretty awesome. However, we are going to be moving on to our DC TV
Passing
talk.
past that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about DC TV and the latest episode. So what was the last episodes that you guys talked about on here last week?
Well, we talked about the Supergirl and Flash episode that came out last week, and then since they hadn't come out yet, we talked very briefly about the Arrow from 2 weeks ago and Legends from 2 weeks ago.
Oh, the JSA one, or?
Yeah, the JSA one.
Oh, okay. So you talked about Mirror Master and all that, and
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. Dude, Mirror Master was kind of disappointing to me. I wish they had the Earth 2 one, actually.
Yeah,
With
Tier
the
2
gun.
one sounded way more interesting.
Did they say it was Evan McCulloch?
Yeah,
was
they
the
did.
Earth 2 one? Oh man,
He also used the mirror gun on Earth 2.
that would have been really cool. It's a shame.
So anyways, did you guys see the Flash episode that aired tonight? The monster one?
I did. I liked the scene at the end between Tom Felton and Barry.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
Yeah, finally giving some character to him.
Instead of him being like some jerk. who
Instead of just
doesn't wanna
being
talk.
Draco Malfoy all the time.
Yeah. But also the thing that I found like interesting about the episode was that it was like less focused about that whole monster thing and more about like Caitlin on her little side quests.
Yep. It was Caitlin's side quest and also figuring out the deals with the new wells.
Yeah. Which I thought was a great twist too, by the way, that they made him into kind of like a fake. He wasn't smart at all, really.
Yep. They made him into an idea man trying to write a story about his travels to a new universe.
He's a novelist, a romance novelist.
I mean, I like the new Wells fine. I'm kind of annoyed by his dialogue of constant chattering, stammering like that. So hopefully, as they give him more of a position on the show, that'll tone down a bit.
Yeah.
And
So, I don't...
The explanation for the monster was never explained. Like it just said like this kid's doing it, never explained how.
He made a hologram thing.
Yeah, but how? And why was it taking power from all the electronic stuff near it?
Yeah, you don't know how to make a hologram monster on your computer? It's easy.
I'm so confused by that revelation.
Like, it was you, and then they just, like, shoved him out of the show.
It was you, child.
He said he was getting bullied. I thought that was, like, the dumbest, like, throwaway thing ever. I'm like, really? That was the angle that they're going with this?
They had to give Tom Felton's character a reason to open up to Barry.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Overall, I actually really like the episode, though, in terms of just the other stuff going on.
Yeah, I like the episode, too. Just that part was kind of confusing. And,
Also, it seems like next week's Flash is going to be really cool when Wally talks to Alchemy.
Yep, next week is the thing. I think we said it on this podcast, it may have been 2 weeks ago, that next thing, this thing with Barry and Alchemy.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I thought it was a good episode, but did you actually see the episode of Legends from last week called Shogun?
I ended up missing it. I only saw bits of it. All I can say is that I really wish that they went the comic book route and just gave him internalized metal skin instead of the Colossus TV effect.
No, Colossus, though.
It just doesn't look good in, like, any image I've seen of it.
Wait, what about Lurkel? Are you watching shows, or...?
I am gonna have to really work to catch up. Tomorrow I don't work, so I'm gonna like try to binge everything. But
yeah, I like the Legends episode. So far, Legends hasn't really like been like super hype inducing, like amazing, but I think all the episodes have been pretty fun so far. And had like cool Easter egg stuff that like sets up futures. They haven't really got into the Legion of Doom thing, which is kind of that. I think that's my main thing, that they haven't actually established the villain of the season yet.
Well, I mean, they've established that there are previous villains working together, but they haven't shown the full Legion yet.
Yeah.
I guess it's that they're waiting for like a full revelation where they're going to reveal that Captain Cold is alive and leading the Legion.
This week's episode is like about Civil War zombies or something.
Yep.
That looks pretty cool. But
so what about Supergirl for this week?
Supergirl this week with it was a Miss Martian roulette thing. It was cool.
Yeah. I like the episode. I wasn't expecting Draga to be in it, so that was a cool little add in there.
And they name dropped Warworld too.
Yeah.
So is that confirmed Mongol exists?
I mean, Luke and I were actually talking about that before we started recording this. I don't know if they're going to be able to handle doing Mongol on a TV budget. I think Draga is probably the best we're going to get from Warworld.
Just do the dude from Sin City. Just make him bigger though. But
no, why can't they do it like Smallville's Doomsday? Just a guy in a rubber suit as Mongol.
Like, I mean, I don't think Mongol is the hard part. I just think having a whole episode built around Warworld would just be very difficult. Like, I'm sure they want to try to keep it as much in the city as possible.
No, have Supergirl get transported to Warworld.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's also seems kind of weird to do Mongol now after they did the whole Black Mercy thing, so...
he doesn't have much to do outside of just being a general threat.
I mean, I guess, but, like, you know...
It'd be cool to see him, I just don't know how well he'd be able to get pulled off.
Yeah.
No, but they have the budget, though, to bring Supergirl to Warworld the whole episode, right? Like, CG in it and everything, and...
Do they really now?
They can film in the desert with a colored filter like they always do for other planets.
That's true.
Yeah, just do that. Just get some cheap desert, some fog machine.
Just go to a
nice yellow filter. We got this.
Put her in the playground sand pit and just have a different color filter.
Yeah, you could easily do Warworld. You just sand pit, some rocks there, a little
some
chair,
rocks, a little puddle.
We'll do it in the rocks where Kirk fought the Gorn captain.
Yeah, there you go. Man.
Also, I want to say that Arrow has been really solid this season so far. Like, I actually have been enjoying every episode. So.
Yeah. Probably. I haven't watched it yet. I'm probably going to catch up at the mid-season.
Yeah, but it's like, to me, definitely, like, this season, they've really toned down the whole Felicity thing. Well, probably because they're not actually together this season. Like, they're just kind of working together, I guess. But then he also is focusing more so on the new characters that he's training. So... that's the cool part to me. Like, seeing Ragman on the team is awesome. So
never expect I didn't expect Wild Dog either, but I didn't expect most of the team to be there. So it's cool they got to get all these lesser known characters. I'm always appreciative of that.
Yeah. But I think that's it, pretty much, right? We covered all the shows and
yeah, that's pretty much all of them.
Are we done?
No, we got. There's a whole other hour to go in this podcast.
Oh no!
God. It's question time, everyone.
Yeah,
question
questions,
time.
Which could realistically take like another hour. There's so many questions here, but
so loaded.
I guess we're just gonna kind of quickly go through these questions. There's a few that we picked out that are really good, and the rest are crap. No. No, but the first one here, actually, that we picked out is from our friend Neil down in the comments. He said, "Ask Super Friends, my question is simple. How did you guys get together and start a podcast, and what has been the most rewarding thing about doing this podcast?" How did we get together? I think we mandated that we have to have a DC podcast. That was
yeah.
That's how the podcast started. I ended up on the podcast because I was replacing an open vacancy.
Yeah. And I think I joined because there was like a video saying, hey, if you guys want to be on a podcast, email Josh. And I was writing for a CBC's news thing at the time, so I sent that in and I told him like what I was doing, and he was like, yeah, sure, come on. And that's why I'm on Superfriends.
Before this podcast, you were only just Yellow Lurker in the comments.
Yes, that's true. It was. I was a wee lurker at the time. Now I'm a bigger lurker.
I guess if you want a fuller version of how I joined the podcast, I initially tried out to do a spin-off channel for this that ended up not happening, but I got brought on to do reviews and news articles on the website. Then I started doing videos, showed up on podcasts, and then I replaced the open vacancy.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, also, I guess we can tackle the second part. What's been the most rewarding part for you, Tim, on this podcast?
I guess the most rewarding part for me is just being able to talk about like all of this DC stuff with people pretty openly, getting to hear the fan reactions to it, positive or negative to what we say. But just being able to discuss all this stuff is the part I like doing all the podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what about Yellow Lantern Lurk?
Oh, I hate this podcast. I don't get anything out of this. I mean, in all honesty, it's kind of like just Tim said. I just like talking about DC, and I think it's just really cool that I have a voice, and it gets to get out there to a lot of people almost every week. So that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I'm just a DC nerd, and the fact I get to talk about these characters in this way every week, it's really cool. I like doing it.
Yeah, definitely. What do I get out of this podcast?
Get a paycheck.
A big headache over editing every week. No.
That's the best reward of all.
It's the most rewardingest.
That's how you know that you're getting so much out of it.
No, the most rewarding thing about this is that initially the podcast started off not really getting too many views, and now it's kind of developed an audience of its own. Like, we have regulars like Jay Kelly, AAV, who else?
Waru.
Neil, yeah, Waru.
Yeah, we have regular viewers. It's pretty cool.
Ian Jackson, is that his name?
Yep, Ian Jackson.
Yep.
Yeah, so like
people.
In the span of like a little over a year now, it's like the podcast is like something that like it has a life of its own now, pretty much. So
yeah, it's really cool.
All right. Wow. Next question is from Waru. Actually, if you could cosplay as any DC hero or villain, then who would it be? I will be very brief about my answer. I would probably want to cosplay as probably like a really good Deathstroke costume, I guess. Like really well put together. Luke, who would you want to be?
The easy answer, I guess I would want to be Nightwing, but the difficult answer, I would actually like to cosplay as Mr. Miracle if I could.
No, Kriparian.
Yeah, sure. Let's just Mr. Miracle. Mr. Miracle's cool. Kriparian is not.
Wait, what about you, Tim?
I guess my answers for it would be for now it'd probably be cool to go as Ragman. This is a pretty cool aesthetic.
Yeah, the Arrow one.
If I could put on the muscle for it, I would want to go as Wildcat.
Yeah, Wildcat. Yeah. What happened to him in the Arrowverse? He got like beat up and like they just left him.
They said he got okay, and then the actor got other offers.
He's better now.
Damn. So moving on, next question. What's the next question here? We have here we go. Do you guys? All right, so let me just shorten this. Do you guys see any possibility that we can see Ben Affleck's Batman with white eyes? Probably not. It's really hard to do, actually. If you guys don't know, it's super hard to do because with Deadpool they had to CG his eyes pretty much, like every shot. So I think there was like a practical version of it too, but it doesn't seem really practical in all honesty in a movie setting. But
Yeah.
I mean, probably the biggest thing for me is that it would create a weird aesthetic with the other characters of everyone else having revealed eyes and then just Batman with white pupils.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's one of those things, like, it can show up as like a little Easter egg every now and then, but I mean, just it's a lot easier just to have your eyes looking through the holes instead of like little lenses.
I mean, like, he had it for like the bat armor. Like, I think that's the best we're gonna get with that.
Yeah.
They did in The Dark Knight too.
It's true.
In The
they
Dark
did do
Knight, he
that.
had it to look at all of the phones.
Yeah. Just a nice little hint, though.
Yeah. So,
But
so probably not, but we like the
probably
aesthetic,
not.
it just probably won't work for the movies.
Right.
Probably not. No. Yeah, it's more emotive if you have the eyes. I guess you can see stuff, but
Yeah.
the eyes showing. Okay, next question from Ian Jackson. He says, I just got into comics and recently picked up Identity Crisis, and I'm looking for some more event titles. So my question is, what are some of your favorite DC events? Tim, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, you can't go wrong with Crisis on Infinite Earths, one of the first big comic book events, one of the best ones of them. I enjoyed reading Infinite Crisis when I read that. There were some faults to it, but I had a lot of fun reading that. And let's see, are there any runs I would recommend? I guess if you want to read like a full run, you could read JLA/Titans and then go into the Titans run that came after that. Those are both really solid.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Judas Contract, which I'll mention in every episode.
Gotta get it in there.
What about you, Lurker?
That's a good question, actually. Crisis on Infinite Earth, that's a good event. I would recommend that. In terms of events, I'm actually not sure about events, so I'll just go to a run. Grant Morrison's Batman and Robin, I would really actually highly recommend that. It's probably one of my favorite Batman runs, and it's really long, but if you can find it, also read his Doom Patrol, because that's some really good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So in my opinion, I would say a good event is Sinestro Cold War, Jeff Johns' Green Lantern.
Damn it,
You can
yeah,
probably
that's
just
true.
read the entire Green Lantern that he did. In terms of runs on a character, The Question from the 80s would be a good one to read. Also, JSA by Jeff Johns and David Goyer was great.
Oh yeah, that's a solid book.
That was really good, yeah.
What else?
Also,
Green Arrow
Just
by
Society
Kevin
of America,
Smith.
Jeff Johns did too, is also pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. You could read the Green Arrow run that Kevin Smith started and Judd Winnick did for a while, which is a good solo run. I think that's about it. Those are the good runs that I would recommend. So
Yeah.
So there you go for more DC reading in the future, Ian.
yeah, that's like a shit ton of reading. That's like a few months of reading
Yeah.
right there.
I
But
mean,
There
that's
will
not
be
even
a
all.
test
That's
on
not
this
even.
next week, so get going.
Yeah, you have 1 week.
yeah, all right. Next question from Pineapple Fantasy. He says, "For DC TV, you guys only talk about the CW shows. What's up with that? Do you guys not like to talk about Fox's Gotham, or you don't watch it? What are your opinions on it?" So I used to watch it. I kind of dropped off of it. I honestly haven't seen the show since season 2, so I have a lot to catch up on. But I don't know. I've heard mixed things. I heard it got good, but then I heard other people say it wasn't good. So I think the thing I'm curious about is actually watching the Mr. Freeze episodes when that actually happened. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I guess it's not this that I don't like Gotham. It's just I don't care about it. It's there, and just these characters that I'm very attached to. It's just weird some of the choices they make in terms of casting the villains and what they do with them. I can understand Elseworlds and I can understand different interpretations, but it's just very weird. It's a weird show.
No,
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the same place. So I never had any interest in watching it when it came out, which is saying something because I've actually worked on 2 episodes of the show.
Yeah, he directed 2 episodes.
Yeah, he wrote and directed, exec producer on it.
I did on-set lighting for set construction.
You can send all your mail to Tim for Balloon Man. That was his debut directorial.
Yeah, you got to talk to Aaron Richards, who plays Barbara, right?
No, I did not. But yeah, I just was never interested in seeing the show, so I just haven't seen it, so I have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, that also, I harbor resentment against Gotham after finding out that Fox will always have the Batman rights as long as they sell DVDs or something like that about Batman. So,
and knowing Fox, they'll keep it out of spite long after it stops making them money.
Yeah, so
Purely
that
spite.
prevents Batman Bruce Wayne from showing up on the CW shows. We could have already had Nightwing and all that, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, and the final question here is from the one and only. He says, what do you guys think of DC Rebirth so far? I'm liking it, and I'm glad they brought back Ginger Wally and the JSA. Yep, I completely agree. It's awesome so far. There's been some hit and misses. Misses for me are notably the Green Lantern books, which I think are awful. And also, what else is pretty bad? I'm trying to think. Oh, Tom King's Batman is a very missed opportunity, I think, for me. It's very underwhelming, but I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on Rebirth as a whole so far?
Rebirth has been pretty solid so far. They've been able, going back to basics, they've been able to get a lot of good stories out with all these characters, being able to mix both the old universe and the new universe. I liked most of what I ended up reading for, like Green Arrow, the Titans books I liked. Probably the biggest miss is Birds of Prey, which was just awful. Which I'm really sad about because I like the Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
I think the same. Rebirth is amazing. I really like first of all, I just like DCU not being a thing anymore, but I think also it's just kind of everything that I love about DC Comics, and it's just brought back. I'll actually go and say I think Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps is kind of a miss. I don't really like that one. I think Green Lanterns is fine. It kind of picked up after that first arc. Nick, you weren't here, but like in the latest issue, there was the Dominators came back, but it was like a fat one and a skinny one, and they were basically like Bulk and Skull for the Green Lanterns. That was pretty funny.
Of course they came back. They're going to be in a show soon.
But I mean, like, they weren't like a big thing. Like, they were just a one-off, like, 2 stupid villains just trying to, like, just being 3 Stooges. But Superman is amazing. I think it's probably my favorite book from them right now, and that's saying a lot because I didn't read Superman, like, at all in the New 52 just because I thought it was pretty bad. But like, yeah, I'm just excited about Superman again. So that's the biggest thing Rebirth has done for me.
All right, I think that's going to bring the episode to an end. We went, like, way over for this one, but there was, like, a lot to talk about, I guess. So, a lot of DCEU topics.
Yeah. A lot sprung up on us over a 2-day period because we really had nothing to talk about on Sunday.
Yeah, I watched right after we done recording. Tomorrow it's going to be like James Wan has... There'll be some breaking headline.
Creative differences.
That always happens. The day or 2 after we record, it's like all this news somehow comes out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Zack Snyder won't leave for creative differences, though, sadly. He
He's a
is
comic
the
guy.
creative difference.
Yeah. Alright, so that's been episode 54. Again, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And also leave questions for next week's episode. And also, we gotta start hyping up that crossover with Marvelite at some point.
I think we need to know when it's going to happen before we can do that.
We will release a trailer when it's about to happen.
There you go.
Yeah, that's when you know. We'll release the teaser.
The teaser to our fan film that
And then
we're
we'll
producing.
react to it.
We're like Dark Universe. Once you see something tangible from us, you'll know we're happening.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, that's been the episode. I've said this has been the episode like 5 times, but yes, this is the episode. Bye.
This is the official
Good
end.
night.